Hello, respected viewers, audiences, our NSRIC and its subsidiaries subscribers who are here as a viewer today. I welcome you and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone from NSRIC headquarters. As you know, every Saturday at this time we come and organize webinar series to educate ourselves, to guide our audiences, to guide investors, to guide subscribers about the Canadian visa processes in different categories. So today we will be discussing about the investor visa. I will be starting with what does it mean investor visa. There are some terminologies that are critical to understand by a person who is interested to invest money to become an investor here in Canada. So without further time, let me explain what does it mean a business investor visa in Canada. Of course, in layman term, as we know that investor visa meaning you invest money to a venture, meaning a capital is needed to invest in a business. So a person who has an interest to become a permanent resident based on the investment in the Canadian territory. So this is called investment visa. Provided, please be aware of, because this is very important to understand. In Canada, you cannot buy the citizenship. Meaning, if you invest money, it is with the business, nothing to do with the citizenship or permanent residence. So it is little bit misleading, but this is the fact. So what I wanted to say, it should be clarified, and there are misconceptions around us. So understanding the investment will not grant the Canadian citizenship. This is very crucial to understand in the beginning. So what is that then? The immigration process starts when you invest money. That means once you get a visa, then you go and apply for permanent residency, which is part of the downtime process, and then you get the citizenship once you fulfill the requirement of the citizenship while you are permanent residents. So if someone thinks that I am going to buy the permanent residency with the investment, no, this is not correct. So this is one of the myth I wanted to clarify. And let me now define what are the requirement in applying the investor visa. There are three types of organization that are associated with the in business investor visa. One is called venture capital fund, another one is called angel investor group, the third one is called business incubator. This is again very important to understand what are the meaning of those. So let me clarify a little bit so that we can go step by step to understand the entire process. Now, according to the Canadian immigration and visa policy, the definition is such like this. The business venture capital fund are set by the firms of professional investors, where the money is sourced through various external sources. So this is called venture capital fund. And then angel investor are the individual like you, me, and someone else who contribute their personal finances, advices, business experiences toward the initial growth of a small entrepreneur. Like you might be a great businessman in other country, but when you come to Canada, you invest as minimal as you can, which is in the range of 250 to 400,000 Canadian dollar. So this is the minimum. I will be coming back there. So the small entrepreneur, we offer the different advices. And then the third one is business incubators. They are the company that helps new business venture by providing several services like office space or management training or preparing the business plan and so on. So these three types of companies are associated, linked with the business investor visa. This is very, very important to understand. Now, what they do, they normally give the certificate for your application. These certificates are needed to be attached with your application. And that is how Canadian government or federal government, when they will evaluate your application, then they can see there is a link and they are helping these individuals. And that is how your investment visa will be approved. Now, what are the minimum requirement in general? However, this minimum requirement varies based on the different territories, different provinces in Canada, and cities. So the range is very wide, which is 250,000 to $400,000. However, there is no minimum or maximum limit. It depends on individual effort, how much money you wanted to invest in your business. But in different territory and different provinces, there are some minimum requirement that need to be fulfilled, and it varies from one place to other. Then let me try to tell you what are the eligibility criteria. By the way, if you go to our website www.ansricvisa.ca, you will see all these eligibility criteria and list of documents that are needed for you to be eligible or to apply for the investor visa. So now the minimum requirement that are needed to initiate your application is number one, you have to have a business or you are going to start a new business in your country. Then you have to ensure that there is a minimum investment you already have for the business, which I already explained. So that minimum number should be readily available for you. And then you have to have a business plan that gives a complete idea in which area you are heading towards investing your money. And then definitely you have to have a business experience and you have to have a business management skills that are set, that are required, and that need to be reported in your CV so that the evaluation officer will see that there is a relevance that you wanted to come to Canada under a business investor visa and you have a really, really good skill and experience. Then you have to make an intention that you will be staying in Canada. So those are the minimum requirement. Then another misconception among us we have that if you apply for a business investor visa, you don't need to have a English proficiency certificate or French language proficiency certificate. Canada is a bilingual country, as you know. So English and French are the two official languages. So you need to prove that you are conversant, you are very transparent, and you are very well spoken in written, in writing, in reading, in speaking, and in listening in English. So you need to have an English proficiency certificate. So these are the minimum requirements that are needed for you to be eligible to apply for an investor visa. Now, how the process works. Let me little bit highlight. If you engage a lawyer, you need to understand how the process works. If you engage an agent, also you need to understand, you need to see how the process works. Otherwise, you would be in a dark place. So let me little bit explain how it works. First of all, you need to do a thorough research actually before you even attempting to prepare a business plan, before you attempting to think about taking an investor visa. Otherwise, in every country, always there are risks, there are uncertainties. So you need to make sure that the business proposal that you are going to prepare has a high demand in Canada. So you do some research. Then you try to meet the requirement of the business along with the immigration criteria that are need to be met by EU. Then you need to prepare a business plan, which is obvious, and then you can apply once everything is set, all the requirements are fulfilled, all documents are in your hand, then you can apply for the visa. So here there are some steps, let's say the angel investor, incubator charts, and then those are the people who can help you to get this process done. Those are government representative who help the people who are interested in business, and they can help you to prepare all the document for you. Then once the application is done, then the immigration officer will review your file, and if they have some questions, inquiry, they can communicate with you to fulfill the requirement, or additional document might be needed, and so on. And then you are good to go. So once you get the investor visa, then the next step comes to translate this investor visa into the permanent residency. Once permanent residency is approved, then in 4 or 5 years down the time, there are minimum requirement to stay in Canada. And then upon the fulfillment of this requirement, you become the citizen. So this is the procedure under which you can pursue your business investment visa. Now let me little bit clarify what are the required document. There are 5 options you have for investor visa. So based on that 5 option, if you visit our website www.anstrikvisa.ca, you will see the first one is the business investor visa. So over there, the 5 categories are, or 5 options are, let's say it is based on the investment. Very small amount of money you can invest, which is 50 to $100,000. This is called option one. And the second one is 100 to $250,000. Option three is 250 to $500,000, and option five is over $1 million. So as I mentioned in the introduction, there is really no minimum and maximum limit for an investor visa. It is solely dependent on you, your capacity, and the provinces or territory where you are planning to come. But these are the general criteria, general guideline for a person who is interested to invest money in the business in category. So now, what are the different documents that are needed to apply? In terms of business or business documents, you need to have a allowance of partnership and investor, meaning in this business category there are two group of people. Three member can apply for the visa or five member can apply for the visa. Two, under one category, under one application, five member can be associated who are investor, not the family members. So five member can be together to invest money under one application, or three member can be in the application. And then you need to choose which region, which territory, which province you wanted to come as an investor. And then you have to prove that you have been running a business in your own country and you have good standing of that business. That means you are having good experience, you are having skills to manage a business. And then for the residency, again, you have to fulfill the residency requirement, where or which province you choose to be staying. And then the minimum investment, you need to declare that this is the money I wanted to invest. Or if it is more than one person, then you need to clarify, you need to clearly specify the percentage of the share that you are having in that investment. And then you have to show that you are capable of investing further money, further capital you need to add if there is a need. And then a business plan, as we mentioned. So you need to prepare a business plan. By the way, the companies that we mentioned, the venture capital fund, angel investor, and then business incubator, they will be taking care of preparing your business plan and some other documents that are needed for you to attach with the application. And then a good faith deposit amount. So you need to make sure that the money is immediately available. If you show a bank statement, if the money is not there, then it is not possible. And then when it comes to the personal document that are needed for you to add with the application is number one, a business plan, which is also associated with the business documents requirement, a letter of support from the designated organization, the organization that I am talking about. Okay. Venture capital, angel group, right? From those organizations, you need to get a support letter in favor of your business investment visa. And then your curriculum vitae or CV is needed, where you clearly mention your educational experience, your achievement, your success stories. All these in detail you need to put in the CV, which is aligned with your experience and with your proposal that you are going to apply. And then the education document, let's say your diploma, graduation degree, or master's degree, or even higher degree. So all the certificates and transcripts should be there. And then the language proficiency, as I explained, the language proficiency must be minimum 6 in all bands, should be awarded, should be achieved. Otherwise, you have to go with the second or third IELTS exam. And then medical exam should be there, passport or travel document at least 6 month validity, and then police clearance certificate also needed, and then proof of fund that will be given by you but approved by the designated organization. And then you will be coming with family, right? So you need to also prove that in addition to your investment fund, you have good standing money that can support the family. So this is another important aspect that you need to consider. And then passport size photograph, of course, work experience. In addition to the CV, you need to clearly specify your work experience that are needed, that are available for you. And this work experience has to be legitimate. If someone, let's say, write some incorrect work experience document, then down the time it will impact negatively. So we should be really, really transparent enough to write down the work experience. And then other supporting document, let's say the business ownership document, you are partnering with the business. And then if you have a success story, the awards that you received in your long career as a businessman, all these are needed document for you to be eligible to get an investor visa. So this is what I say for today, the when it comes to business investor visa. Now, if you are interested, you can visit our website and also get the more details that are available for you to understand, and you can really start communicating with us if it is legitimate, or you can apply by yourself, no harm. But you need to get the supporting document from the designated organization that are offering these services for the interested people. So this is what I have for you. Now we will be starting question and answer session. If you have any question, you can write to us immediately. We can answer the question. So with this, I wanted to thank you very much for being with us. And I also appreciate that you are patient and hearing our voices, supporting us. For that, we are very grateful on you. And with this, I wanted to conclude the session today. Now, after that, the floor is open for question and answer session. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Thank you very much, Mr. Sajjadul Islam. I am not expert. I cannot claim that I am expert, but I am trying to explain the points in a layman term so that people can understand easily. And my intention is to save you from the scammers, from the people who try to cheat our people in the name of immigration and visa. So, as an applicant, I believe we should understand the facts and procedure so that you can be patient and you understand how it is moving forward. Let's say in investor visa, if I do not understand how things move on, then always I will have a confusion. So that is what we are aiming, and we are trying to get the people aware of so that they do not fall into the trap. সরোয়ার তরফদার, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। সময় কতদিন লাগবে ভিসা হতে? নর্মালি ইট ডিপেন্ডস অন দি process. There is minimum requirement, I can say 12 to 16 months, but it goes up to 2 years. So in business investor visa, there are lots of steps need to be done. Even before you formally apply to the system, you need to get the supporting document from the designated organization that I explained in my discussion. So if you do not get these document, then you cannot even apply. So getting those documents, convincing those organizations to support you is the challenge. Once you get all these application documents, then it is a matter of 5 6 months. So thank you very much, Mr. Sarowar. There is another gentleman, MD Alamgir Hussain, sir. How can I get a job visa in Canada? Sir, when and our webinar, please stop Zoom directly. Please. So, Mr. Alamgir, if you wanted to get a job visa, this is another issue. Normally, we call it LMIA job. For the LMIA job, definitely you need to secure a job from a real company in Canada. So, if you find a Canadian company and they offer you a job, then you can apply for a job visa. So this is the primary requirement for a job visa, getting a offer letter from a Canadian company. Though this topic is not part of today's conversation, but this is okay. So, in our previous webinar series, we were dedicating even in Bangla and English. In both languages, we offered the webinar series for LMIA designated visa. You can watch this webinar. It is available in YouTube, it is available in our Facebook. So, you can visit Job Bank Canada. This is a authentic and where people, give ads for the employees' attention who are interested to, migrate to Canada. Based on your skill, you filter the job advertisement and you apply. I'm sure based on your skill set, you can find a job. So this is the most secured one. Or you can engage some agent, some company who can find a job for you, and you then apply for the job visa. I think that helps your understanding, and that is how you understand the route. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate your patience, my dear subscribers, audiences. Your support will help us to grow, and our motivation is to just help people, save the people from the people who try to cheat. With this, I conclude our session today. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Bye.